So it is currently 5 AM in New Zealand, but the All Blacks have just announced their side only a couple hours after Ireland for their massive matchup taking place this weekend. But the All Blacks side is pretty similar to what we saw up against the English with a couple injury changes. But in this video, we'll be looking through at their side. We'll be looking through at the Irish team too, comparing the sides heading into the match. First of all, we will look through at the All Blacks, the travelling side. In this matchup, at number 1, it is Tamaiti Williams. Number 2, they have gone to Safoa, and number 3, Tyrell Lomax. So a change in the number 2 jersey, that is due to Cody Taylor suffering an injury last week, getting a bit of a head knock early on up against the English, which meant he wasn't able to continue in the game. And it also meant that Safoa had to have 76 minutes of rugby when he was probably anticipating maybe 10, 20 maximum. So this week he's going to be expected to play quite a few minutes as well, seeing as George Bell is the man off the bench, but still no Ethan de Groot, so whatever his disciplinary issue was, it's obviously severe enough to keep him out of the side. In the locking duo, as the captain, it is number 4, Scott Barrett, and number 5, Tupavai. Now, he actually came off at around half-time up against England, looked like some sort of maybe knee injury, but he has been selected in this All Blacks side alongside Scott Barrett. Now, some people wanted to see Patrick Tuipulotu added into the starting side, but I believe the main reasoning why he hasn't been selected in the starting 15 is to have that experience off the bench, as when we see Ireland's side, they have got a lot of that. So the ABs doing the same. In the loose forward trio, unchanged from last week's game up against England. Number 6, Wallace Satiti, he had a phenomenal game. He had a lot of running meters, had a nice assist to Mark Talia, but anytime he gets thrown the ball at the moment, he will make you a few meters, which is exactly what the All Blacks want here. Number 7, Sam Cane, his last game up against Ireland was that Rugby World Cup quarter-final, and he did extremely well in it. So he has been selected in the side again, and number 8, Artie Savia, to close out this All Blacks forward. Back in the back line, it is Cortez Ratama at number 9 and number 10, Damian McKenzie. So only really having that switch for Beauden Barrett, who also, just like Cody Taylor, had a head knock last game, so won't be available here. But the McKenzie and Ratama combo, it is one we have seen for the Chiefs. We haven't seen a huge amount of it at international level, but I think it could be an extremely strong combo here for the All Blacks. If Ratama can get that ball out quickly, McKenzie can do the same. There is a dangerous backline on the outside. In the midfield, it is once again Geordie Barrett alongside Rico Ioane. Barrett's first game back after his injury was up against England. He'll be looking to continue to build that little bit more. In the back 3, number 11, Caleb Clark. Number 14, Mark Talia, coming off 2 tries in last week's contest. And number 15, it is Will Jordan. So the only changes for this All Blacks starting 15 is the Cody Taylor injury and also the Beauden Barrett injury. Other than that, Scott Robertson going identical. Off the bench, it is number 16, George Bell. Now, he is a player who's had very limited minutes throughout 2024. Number 17, Ofa Tuangafasi, and number 18, Pasilio Tosi. Now, that combination worked very nicely for the All Blacks, so I assume that that is also a factor of why we haven't seen de Groot added back into the side. Number 19, Patrick Tuipulotu. Number 20, Samapeni Finau. Now, he didn't get a huge amount of time last week, only around 4 minutes, but he could be the type of impact player that the All Blacks do need late. In the back replacements, number 21, it is Cam Roigard. Number 22, Anton Leonard-Brown, and then 23, Stephen Perafeta. So that is the All Blacks side. Very little changes, but they don't want to make huge switches up against this Irish side, who are stacked from start to finish, as you will find out in a very short moment. In the front row, it is Andrew Porter at number 1, number 2, Ronan Kelleher, and number 3, Finlay Bealham. So still no Tyke Furlong, still no Dan Sheehan. Those two are probably the biggest exclusions from this Irish side, and that is something that the All Blacks had to try and use to their advantage. They've got a physical forward pack, Ireland, but so do New Zealand. So I'm curious to see how scrums go in this contest. Number 4, Joe McCarthy, and number 5, James Ryan. Now, I'm looking forward to seeing Joe McCarthy here because he has continued his form from that Rugby World Cup. Some people are still pretty critical of him. He is a young player, though, with an extremely bright future for this Irish side. In the loose forward trio, it is Tyke Byrne as the number 6, number 7, Josh Van den Vlaer, and number 8, Caelan Doris, who will also be the captain for Ireland, as confirmed a couple weeks ago. In the backline, it is Jamison Gibson-Park at number 9. This will be his first international game since his injury. Now, he did miss that South African tour, which was a massive shame, as before that stage he was in some brilliant form, but he's back now up against the Kiwis. Number 10, they have gone with Jack Crowley. In the midfield, Bundy Aki and Gary Ringrose. So a great combination there. And then in the back three, it is James Lowe out on the left wing, Matt Hansen out on the right, and at number 15, Hugo Keenan to close out this Irish starting 15. Off the bench, it is Rob Herring, Cian Healy, and Tom O'Toole. As the front row replacements, number 19, Ian Henderson, and number 20, Peter O'Mahony. So still that huge amount of experience in terms of the replacement lock and the replacement loose forward. Now, it wasn't that long ago that Peter O'Mahony was playing for Munster up against the All Blacks XV just last week, and now he's back in this Irish side to try and help them later on in the game. Number 21, Connor Murray, number 22, Kieran Frawley, and number 23, Jamie Osborne, the youngster. So overall, these two sides, you could say, are actually pretty similar in terms of how their lineups look, but it is going to be an absolutely awesome game. Taking place this weekend, Saturday for us here in New Zealand at 9:10 a.m. New Zealand time. It is an 8:10 p.m. kickoff in Ireland. It is going to be epic at the Aviva, and we are going to be doing the live commentary on the channel as well. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, of course, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you all for the next one.